What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and technically doing a Psychic deck profile. So I'm really excited to do some for you guys because this deck is an extremely fun deck to play, especially with all the new amazing support we just got for this deck. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell in there so you can come part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Psychic Girl. This card is an amazing 3-of in the build that has an awesome effect that if it's normally special summon, you can actually banish a card from your hand, and if you do, special summon a level 4 or lower Psychic monster directly from your deck, which is an awesome ability to bring out the exact card that you need. Also, this card has the ability to target face-up monsters on the field up to the number of Psychic monsters you control and increase your level by 1 until the end of the turn, which is an incredible ability to be able to use to level modulate your monsters to get the exact level you need so you can go in for your synchro plays. We then play 3 copies of Mind Procedure. This card is such a powerful 3-of and has a really cool ability that if this card you control would be used as a synchro material for a Psychic monster, you can treat this card as a non-tuner. Also, if this card is normal summoned or special summoned by the effect of a monster, you can pay 2,000 life points to add a teleport, normal, or quick play spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And if this card is banished, you can pay 1,000 life points to special summon it back to your side of the field, which is such a powerful effect. We then play 3 copies of Prototype Psychic Blaster. This card is really good as a 3-of in the build, just as an awesome extender, as you can discard this card to special summon a level 4 or lower Psychic monster from the hand or banishment. And if this card's in the graveyard, you can pay 1,000 life points, banish one other Psychic monster from the graveyard, and special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field, helping you additionally get a monster out on your side of the field so you can go in for your synchro plays. We then play a single copy of Psychic Minister. This card helps out a lot in the deck as a 1-of, but you really only need a single copy, as if you control a Psychic monster other than a copy of this card, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position, and you only special summon this card once per turn this way. You can also banish this card and a Psychic monster in the graveyard and target a face-up monster on the field and banish it until the end phase, which is a pretty cool effect to be able to use. We then play 3 copies of Cash Tier Unicorn. The Cash Tier cards are just so good in this deck because they're also Psychic monsters that have really incredible effects. And if you control no monsters, you can special summon them from your hand, and this card is a great ability that during your main phase, you can add a Cash Tier spell from your deck to your hand, instantly getting your copy of Cash Tier of Birth. This card also helps you deal with your opponent's extract because when this card declares an attack or an opponent's monster activates effect, you can look at your opponent's extract and banish a monster from it face down. We then play 3 copies of Cash Tier of Fenrir. Fenrir is amazing in the deck to basically spot remove cards off the field. And if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card in the hand, and during the main phase, you can add a Cash Tier monster from your deck to your hand, and when this card declares an attack or your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target a face-up card that your opponent controls and banish it face down, which is such a powerful ability just to spot remove cards off the field. We play a single copy of Cyframe Gear Gamma. This card is amazing at using it as a monster negate and just such a powerful 1-of in the build. And lay a single copy of Driver to go along with our copy of Gamma. And lay a single copy of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This card is actually an E-Tele target along with being a hand trap to help you pop cards on the field. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's an amazing 3-of in the deck to basically just stop the opponent from touching the deck. And then play 3 copies of Mulcharmy Fluros. Fluros helps out a lot in this build just to help you dig in the deck for the exact cards that you need. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Called by the Grave. Call of the Grave helps out a lot in this deck to basically just stop your opponent's hand traps when you're going in for all of your plays. And lay a single copy of Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator again just stops your opponent's hand traps when you're going in for all your plays. And lay a single copy of Triple Tactics Talent. Trill Attack's talent is amazing in this deck, letting us draw 2 cards, take control of an opponent's monster on the end phase, or look at your opponent's hand and choose a card from it and shuffle it into the deck. I'm playing a single copy of Pressured Planet. Pressured Planet is basically Rhoda for our Kashtira monsters, letting us add a copy of a Kashtira monster from our deck to our hand when this card is activated, which is an amazing ability to instantly grab the exact card that we need. Also, monsters you control gain 100 attack and defense for each different attribute on the field, which is a pretty cool effect just to give us a little bit of an attack boost. Then play a single copy of Kashtira Birth. Kashtira Birth is great to be able to search this card off your copy of Unicorn because this card lets us normal summon level 7 monsters without tributing. Also, during your main phase, you can special summon one of your non-XZ Kashtira monsters that's banished during the graveyard, and if your opponent activates a spell card or effect and you control a Kashtira monster, you can target 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them face down, helping you control the graveyard. But this card is amazing to basically use this card as a monster reborn every single turn for one of our Kashtira monsters, so we can constantly use our Kashtira monsters as synchro material. We then play a single copy of Teleport Fusion. Teleport Fusion is really cool to help us go on for our Psychic Fusion monsters, because during the main phase you can fusion summon a Psychic Fusion monster from the X deck by banishing Psychic monsters from your field or graveyard as material. And if a face-up Psychic monster you control that was special summoned from the X deck is destroyed by battle by card effect, you banish this card from the graveyard and then target one banished Psychic monster and special summon it, but you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. We then play 3 copies of Emergency Teleport. Emergency Teleport is such a cool card and just really cool to basically base this entire deck around this card. This card lets us special summon a level 3 lower Psychic monster directly from our hand or deck, but banish it during the end phase, but it's just so cool to instantly bring out one of our Psychic monsters directly from our deck. We then play 3 copies of Parallel Teleport. This card helps out a lot in the build because this card lets us treat a Psychic monster that has a level and special summon a level 7 or lower Psychic monster directly from our deck or X deck. Then if the original level of the treated monster is different from the special summon monster on the field, you lose life points equal to the difference times 1,000. Also, you cannot special summon the turn you activate this effect except Psychic monsters, which is totally fine as we summon out an insane amount of Psychic monsters in this deck. So, that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing 3, and that's going to be 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is an amazing 3 of them to be able to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. This card is insanely powerful in the build and helps out a lot in this deck to basically just lock down your opponent's board. So, that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with a single copy of Axion Kicker Oracle. This card is an amazing new boss monster we just got out of Dooms of Dimension. And this card requires a Psychic monster plus a Synchro XZ or a Link monster to make this card, which is super easy to actually summon. This card also has the ability on this card's fusion summon, it gains 1,000 attack for each Synchro XZ or Link monster used as a material until the end of the turn, making this card absolutely massive. Also, when your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, you can negate the summon, and if you do, banish that monster, which is an insane effect that this card is actually a negate. And if this fusion summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can actually banish a teleport normal or quick play spell from the graveyard and special summon this card, instantly bringing it back to your side of the field. We then made a single copy of Absolute Axion Kicker. This card is really cool as a board wipe and just an awesome one of the deck because it must be fusion summon, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. And if this card is fusion summon, you can pay 2,000 life points to banish all face-up cards that your opponent controls, which is a crazy powerful effect. Also, if this card's in the graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it to special summon a level 10 Psychic Fusion monster from the X deck, and it's treated as a fusion summon, which is a pretty cool ability to instantly bring out our other fusion monster. We made a single copy of Psychic End Punisher. Psychic End Punisher just comes out absolutely massive to our side of the field and helps us swing in for game, and this card gets huge. We made a single copy of Jura the Cursed Thunder God. This card is insane as a board wipe because this card has the ability each time your opponent activates a card or effect, you gain 300 life points when it resolves. And during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can pay 1500 life points, tribute this card, and destroy all face-up monsters that your opponent controls, or destroy all face-up spells or traps your opponent controls. And play 2 copies of Psychic Blaster Mark II. This card is insane as a 2-of in the deck, and just such a powerful card to be able to summon, as this card lets us target a banished monster and special summon it to our field, and during the main phase, quick effect, you can actually banish a monster from your graveyard to target one other face-up monster on the field, and banish it, then gain life points equal to banished monster's original attack. But you only use one effect this card per turn, and only once that turn, but this card is just so good in the build. We made a single copy of the Virtual World QB. This card is an awesome floodgate because any card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead. We made a single copy of Cyframe Lord Omega. Omega is just such a cool card to be able to summon because this card gets rid of cards out of your opponent's hand. We made a single copy of Thought Ruler Archfiend. This card is just such a classic psychic boss monster. I had to play it, and it's just so nostalgic to be able to play in this deck. Plus, I had the ultimate rare, which is just insane. So this card is awesome to be able to summon in this deck. So when this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you gain life points equal to that monster's original attack points, and also pay 1000 life points to negate the activation of a spell or trap card that targets a psychic monster and destroy it, which is such a powerful ability. And lay a single copy of Crossmind Archfiend. Crossmind Archfiend is a really cool one-of in the deck because during the main phase, quick effect, you can actually target one of your banished level 7 or lower psychic monsters and special summon it, helping you bring back a monster to your side of the field. Also during the battle phase, quick effect, you contribute one other monster to gain life points equal to its original attack, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to that much until the end of the turn, which is a pretty cool ability to basically boost this monster up and make it absolutely massive, also gaining some life points. Then lay a single copy of Jam Dragon Drive. Jam Dragon Drive is great as a 1-of because if this card is special summon the effect of a punk monster or synchro summon, you can actually pay 600 life points to take a level 3 psychic monster from the deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard, which is a great ability because we can actually grab cards like Ghost Ogre off this card's effect. Then lay a single copy of Psychic Sorceress. This card is an amazing new card we just recently got out of Doom, and this card has the ability, in this card is Synchro Summon, you can pay 1000 life points to set a teleport, normal, or quick play spell from the deck, graveyard, or banishment. And if this card is Synchro Summon, or if this card is Synchro Summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one card your opponent controls, or 2 cards if you control a psychic monster, fusion or synchro, and return the cards back to the hand, which is a great balance ability, just to basically spot remove cards off the field. We then lay a single copy of Psychic Magician. This card is insane in this deck as a 1-of and helps out so much in this build because in this card is Synchro Summon. You can actually target a level 4 or lower psychic monster in the graveyard or banishment and special summon it, then you increase its level by 1. Also, you cannot special summon from the X deck for the rest turn except psychic monsters, which is totally fine because that's basically all we play. And also this card has an insane effect that you can only use effect this card once per turn, but if this card you control would be used as a synchro material, you can treat it as a non-tuner because this card is a tuner synchro monster. Make a single copy of Jam Fever. Jam Fever is great in this deck to be able to play, because this card is actually a walking negate. We then made a single copy of Lambda. Lambda is just an awesome Link monster to be able to play, so we can always have access to our copy of Gamma. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played a Psychic deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try, because it's insane how powerful this deck is to be able to play. It's just so cool that we've gotten some amazing new Psychic support recently that takes this deck to a whole new level. So, that's going to be this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell near so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you then, guys.